Hello. Welcome, revelers, to the Revelia. Happy Halloween. I'm wearing these gloves that I don't think are going to last very long because I realize that I can't really touch and roll my dice right now. So we're just going to use them for the introduction and then go from there. But thank you all for joining us for this fun and festive Hecknaween stream. And I realized that I probably should have called the stream that this whole time. But again, we're just gonna roll with it. So Heckna is an original campaign setting for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. It's produced by Hit Point Press, also known as the Deck of Many. I'm the lead writer on Heckna, and I'm really excited to run a Heckna game. This is my first time actually running some of the content that we've been working on for the past few months. As a campaign setting, Heckna is a cosmic carnival, so it's very much your fun and traditional carnival, but with a lot of twists. So we hope that you will enjoy our session tonight. I have a few just housekeeping items to take care of before we get started, before we introduce our cast tonight. And one of which is talking about the TTRPG safety toolkit. So because Heckna is a horror themed campaign, it's silly and spooky, but does have horror themes. We are using the TTRPG safety toolkit tonight during our session. And what that means is that we may be making use of the X, N, and O session system on screen, which basically means that you might see me hold up a card throughout the session. The cards are X, N, O, and O question mark. And all this really means is that I'm checking in with my players to make sure that the themes that we're exploring in the session aren't crossing any boundaries for them. And we think that this is just a good practice when you're playing a horror game at your table. So we encourage you to check out the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. And actually, if you download the free Heckna playtest at heckna.com, I believe, you can actually download some information about the safety toolkit there as well. So I just wanted to share that because I think that it's important to make sure that everyone at the table is having a good time. All right, why don't we introduce our cast of characters tonight? So we'll go around the screen based off of how I can see the screen in my view. So Gail, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you will be playing tonight?
Hey everyone, I'm Gail Simone and I am excited to be part of this Heckna game. I've been looking at what's been going on behind the scenes for a little while, so it's going to be so fun to get in there and really dig in. I write comics, I write all kinds of stuff, but tonight I'm playing Heckna with these lovely ladies that you'll meet soon. My character is Tira, who is an elf ranger, and she is excellent at hunting, tracking, hiding, that any type of combat like that. Her weaponry is kind of fancy, bow and arrow and a couple daggers, but she does have one thing, which is how she ends up at the Revelia, is that she is addicted to gambling, and she carries around her own lucky dice, and that is what has enticed her to end up here tonight.
Great. Well, I think that Tira will find plenty to do at the Revelia. Jasmine.
Oh, hi, hello. I'm Jasmine, that bronze girl Bhullar. I am a full-time Twitch streamer, and I also do a lot of RPG related things that you may or may not have seen me in. Today, however, I am playing a 12-year-old warlock named a goblin warlock named Daisy, and she ran away from home because her mom kept threatening her if she got in trouble one more time, she was gonna send her to the carnival to work with the carnies. And she was like, why don't I just do that now? That sounds like a good idea. That's not a punishment. So that's what I'm doing. And
Wonderful.
I have my ring keeper hat on, and I juggle.
Ooh.
And do cantrips, but mostly I juggle. I'm
Always.
okay at it. I'm up to 2 things.
Wow. I mean, that's all you really need for juggling, right? Just a minimum of 2 things. All right, Surena.
Hi, everyone. I'm Surena Marie. I am a voice actor and illustrator. I also work as the marketing and community manager for Critical Role. Tonight, I will be playing Zipper, who is a Kenku celestial warlock.
The thing about Zipper is that she's able to speak because she was raised by her best friend Lydia, who would read stories to her. So she sees everything like one giant storybook. And she really wants to join the carnival and fly on the trapeze because that will be the closest thing she'll ever get to really flying.
Goodness, my heart. Tanya.
Hi, I'm Tanya Rowe. Professionally, I usually go by the monkey or just TR Rowe. But I'm part of Hit Point Press. I'm the COO, and I'm also the project manager for Heckna. So I've gotten to work very close with Ashley on the writing and creating, and I'm also very excited to actually play our creation. Tonight, I'm playing a he's not that young, but a paladin named Niall Grassblossom, who was raised by a family of modest landowners whom he made very proud when he took his oath to become a paladin and join, the Holy Knights. But at the age of 30, he found himself very unfulfilled, and his career's not as fulfilling as it has been. So he's been taking a lot of sabbaticals, and on one of these, he happened across just a very random show of acrobats, very mysterious acrobats putting on a show, and he felt kind of like a stirring inside him, some kind of longing. So he's been chasing that feeling again ever since, and it has led him straight to the Revelia.
Fun. I feel like Niall has a very relatable story, probably for many of us. We're in our 30s. What do we do now with our lives? So I'm excited to see
Run away and join the carnival.
Exactly. It's the best option. Kayla.
Hi, thanks for giving me that existential dread introduction. It's very appropriate for me. My name is Kayla. I am an illustrator and graphic novelist, and also a MUFON field investigator in training. And I do a podcast called Spooky Saturday, and I like aliens. I am playing a cranium rat wizard named Percival Pageweaver, the brilliant and trusted. He is always on a quest to teach people that they are kind deep down inside, and that they know how they can influence the world magically by being nice to each other and being good to each other. And Percy used to be a part of the cranium rat consciousness in Sigil, but he woke one day and decided he did not want to be mean, and he wanted to do something good with himself. And he was trained by a wizard named Abremelin and began writing books in his name. Even after Abremelin passed away, he continued to pen books under his name to carry on his legacy. And I assume in Percy's case, he probably set forth one day to find a new group of friends and somehow ended up at a carnival, which seems like a great place to make friends. It seems like good people would be there. So why not?
There's certainly people there. Whether or not they are good remains to be seen. All right. And I will just quickly introduce myself as your dungeon master for this evening, which in the Heckna campaign setting, we refer to DMs as announcers. So that is my role tonight. I am just here to serve as a guide through this fun and festive and certainly not dangerous location. All right. So with that, welcome to the Revelia. You have each received an invitation to a nearby carnival called the Revelia for a Hecknaween parade. The carnival is tucked away in a nearby forest through which you've traveled to get to it. It is early afternoon as you approach the entrance of the Revelia. The weather is cool and a mist envelops the perimeter of the carnival. The archway, this large iron wrought archway, denotes the Revelia's entrance, and it reads, "Welcome to the Revelia," in flickering red lights. And I'm curious how your characters have your characters encountered electricity or something like that before?
I am a wood elf, so I would say even if I had, it would probably have been from a great distance.
Okay.
Zipper has not. And are the lights making like a buzz sound?
Yeah, ever so slightly.
Okay. Zipper stares at the lights and under her breath mimics the buzz sound, like she's trying to like understand what that is.
Gotcha.
No, Niall definitely hasn't. He's like walking around looking for candles. Like he just assumes there's candles in them, and he's just like walking a circle around it, trying to find where the wick is. But yeah, so he's got no idea.
Sure.
I definitely have it, but I would definitely pretend like I had. Oh yes, this trick. I've seen this before. I could do something pretty similar to that myself.
I feel like being from Sigil, Percy probably is just like, oh yes. He's just kind of walking on his two little rat feet, like slapping on the pavement, like walking around, looking up, just very excited. Nothing's shocking him particularly. He's just pleased.
Sure. So what you see is something that some of you might have seen before. If it's magic, it's a peculiar form of magic, but it's this lit up sign that says "Welcome to the Revelia," and the light kind of reflects off of the mist and gives it kind of this like fuzzy outline. So it's this really interesting entrance to this carnival to which you have been invited, and you each had received a ticket to this carnival about a week or so prior. It had your name on it. Given your various character backgrounds, you all have reasons for deciding to check out the carnival. At the very least, just plain curiosity. So that is where you all have ended up tonight. You all happen to come to this entrance around the same time. Do any of you know each other or have encountered anyone else that's approaching this sign at the same time before?
Probably not.
Okay.
So, strangers.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, and there's a lot of strangers here. A lot of people filtering into the carnival, people dressed in costumes, all sorts of people and creatures that you see. So even though your particular group is a fairly motley crew, you're not the only motley crew here at this carnival. So revelers roam in groups, their arms are linked. They drink from strangely shaped cups. They laugh wildly. You smell popcorn and beer and lots of sugary treats. And that's the kind of the scents that start to emanate out of the carnival. So near the entrance is a small red tent. And in front of the red tent stands a small doll-like person. And she is ushering groups around, making sure that people are getting to where they need to go. This person has matte skin, which is interesting, an interesting texture of skin. Her hair is curled into blonde ringlets. She has these bright round spots of rouge on her cheeks. She wears a floofy pink dress, which stands out because a lot of people coming into the carnival are wearing very Halloween type costumes, and lots of black and orange and purple. And so she stands out in her very floofy pink dress. And on it has these strange ribbons that kind of look like little carnival tickets. And she blinks at people as she's glancing around, and then looks to you. Hello, are you new here? Please come this way to get your tickets and your map. Please, just 5 people at a time. And she beckons to the 5 of you.
This is so exciting.
Oh wow, this is pretty cool. Can somebody hold my bagpipes? They're getting really heavy and I have to play them later.
Oh, Percy's like, oh, I'll help. And he
Oh,
reaches
thank
his little rat
you.
hands up.
There you go.
And
Be
they just like,
careful with them.
they just cover him completely. He's just
Oh.
underneath them.
Maybe that
We're
wasn't
all-
a good idea.
He pokes his head out and he's like, it's fine. I got it. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Oh yes. I'm totally fine.
Tara's
can't-
kind
he
of
can't.
hanging back into the background. She likes to observe things before she jumps right in most of the time.
Sure. Yeah, and I feel like we should clarify that. Yeah, that Percy is tiny, right?
Yes,
what's
he's a
Percy's-
literal cranium rat. He's just rat sized. So he's trying his best.
And
You're rat size?
Yeah, he's a little rat. He's a cranium rat. So he's just
In my mind, you were as big as me.
no.
No.
Let me emphasize, enveloped in the bagpipe. It was just
yeah,
covered.
technically crushes Percy, but we won't get that. We won't go that far. We won't be that realistic. And I will say, what are the rest of your passive perceptions? So anyone who's not Percy, what are your passive perceptions?
11.
Okay.
11 as well.
All right.
Same.
Okay.
We're doing great.
Yeah, I think I'm 13.
Okay. So I think that other than Tira, the rest of you didn't even notice Percy come in with you because they are quite small and there's a lot of chaotic. There's kind of an assault on your senses right now with the chaos of the Revelia. So you as you drop your bagpipe, you hear a little squeak as the creature underneath it peers out from underneath it. Percy.
It's fine. I can carry it. It's fine. I totally can't. I want to
Are
help.
you sure? You're really small.
I am small, but I am mighty. I am very strong. I've lifted many things in the past. Never quite this large, but I believe in myself. So
We could carry it together if you want to climb up my shoulder, and then we could be like carrying buddies or something.
I would love that. Is that okay? Is it okay? I want to ask your consent. May I please sit on your shoulder?
Absolutely. I'm Zipper. Hi.
Oh, my name is Percival Pageweaver, the brilliant and trusted.
Ooh, I already
does a little
trust
bow.
you.
Oh, okay, good. That's what I try. I try to exude that. So that's great to hear. And he kind of like pulls really like he's like pulling himself out from under the bagpipes and his like butt pops out because it's like bigger than the rest of him. And then he adjusts his little bow tie. He has a little yellow cape on and it ties into a bow tie. And then he scrambles up under your shoulder.
It's the best day. I grab the bagpipes and
Thanks for helping with my bagpipes.
Absolutely.
My name's Daisy Copperpitch, but don't call me by my last name because that only happens when I'm in trouble. And so you can just call me Daisy. Hi,
Daisy.
Zippers.
Hi.
Percy's.
Hi.
They're
Oh, it's so
very
nice to meet you,
cute.
friends. Oh, you are too. You're very cute. Everybody's so
I really
cute.
like rodents. They're my favorite.
Oh, well, that's great because I am one. We're going to be best friends.
I used to have a hedgehog.
Oh, okay. That's great.
I lost it in the walls of my house.
Oh, well, maybe they're living their best life there. Maybe that's where they were meant to be.
Probably. That's what I like to think.
Yeah, I think that too.
Who are you two?
I'm Tira, the Wood Elf. I'm looking for a nice game of dice.
Wow.
And that is
Miles
what
not paying any attention. Like he's completely oblivious. He missed this whole thing, which is why there's like you have like a 6'4" dude who did not offer to take the bagpipes, just not paying attention. He's like scanning the crowd, trying to find like the big top tent and acrobats, and like he's very focused. So he didn't even hear anybody.
So the figure that was beckoning you over to the tent stands there patiently at the entrance of the tent. Would you like to come in and get your tickets and your map?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. Yes, I agree. Me and Zipper will navigate because
We're natural leaders. I
Yes.
could tell.
I could tell as well.
Yep.
All
All right.
I felt a kinship.
Same.
Immediately, I felt a kinship.
So I'm just gonna proudly walk forward with Daisy.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the person opens the flap of the red tent and pins it open. It has gold tassels outlining the red velvet, and she just pins it open and she heads into the tent, which just has a simple little pink desk. And there's nothing else in the tent. It's not very large, just large enough to accommodate, groups of people. And she has a satchel that the strap of which crosses over her torso, and she starts to rifle through her satchel. Okay, here is 5 tickets for you, 5 tickets for you. And she starts handing you each a little booklet of tickets, and they are little red tickets. You can use these for games or to buy food in the Revelia. And she speaks in this very stilted way and blinks very consistently.
How do we
But,
get more tickets?
Yeah,
'Cause
that's what I was
got
gonna
an
ask.
Appetite. I can put away a lot of food.
Oh, I can share some tickets with you. I only need a little bit of food. So I can give you each one of mine if you need some more food.
First thing you tonight, you gotta hoard them.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll try. I'll do
Now let
better.
everybody have your tickets. You gotta tell them, I'll kick you in the shed if you take it from me.
Okay. I'll do better. I'll do better. And he takes his tickets, which I assume are like big for him, and he like
Gotta
ties
hoard
them to
them.
his waist.
Yeah,
Yes.
hoard them.
Okay.
And
Hoard them.
I'm interested in the map. I want to know if there's any like gambling halls there, any things that look interesting to me, and kind of the lay of the land, so that, because I'm super cautious at all times, wanting to know what's going on where, just in case I need to, make an exit or deal with something quickly and quietly.
Sure. So on the table next to where the person stands is a map. It doesn't have a very papery texture. It has a weird, very, very thick texture. If you'd like to make a perception check, you can maybe discern what the texture is. But on top of the fabric, the material, it reads the Revelia, and you see just little drawings of a big top tent. You see a building labeled the Fun House, lots of little tents, and the person blinks. Would you like to use McNally?
Yes, and I'm looking very closely at the texture and the makeup of this map, and I am curious to see if I can tell anything about it. Does it seem like it might be magic? Does it seem like it's made from something that's going to make me feel uncomfortable?
Sure. So why don't did you make roll a perception check?
Okay.
You can discern.
Let's see. I got a 20, which is the Wonder Woman.
Nice. Well, what you can see is that you're not, even with a roll like that, you're still not 100% sure, but the texture at least looks very skin-like.
That's what I was afraid of.
And this is where I'll put our safety toolkit to use. So I will hold up I'll hold up O question mark, just to make sure that everyone is okay with the potential of this to be, might not be human skin, it might just be skin-like. So if everyone's okay with that, we will move forward with that. Okay. And that's a good example of how we would use the toolkit during a session, because if anyone was uncomfortable with that, then you know what? The map doesn't have to be made of skin, and we'll go in a different direction. But this map does look slightly skin-like.
And to me, does it, because I'm a wood elf, does it look like it is an animal skin that I would be familiar with, or something of that nature? Is it made from plant material? Can I tell any of that?
Sure, it does look somewhat leathery. So it is, and you are familiar with leather as a material derived from organic creatures or substances. So you're not 100% sure what kind of creature it is, but it does kind of resemble leather, a type of leather.
Okay. Noted.
and as you're inspecting this map, it starts to move, and it pops up from the desk.
Zipper, I don't like that.
And what forms on it is a little face, and it begins to talk to you.
What is this?
Why?
That's not right.
Hello.
Hello, I'm McNally. Are you new to the Revelia, are ya?
We are. We're so new. We just got here.
You're gross.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
That's all right. People call me all sorts of names, but I will be your guide while you are here at the Revelia, and you are in for a treat. And speaking of treats, you can get all sorts of delectable treats at the food courts. Candy apples that'll pull the teeth right out of your head. Oh, so much fun to be had.
Oh.
So McNally, is that it?
Correct.
Okay, McNally, what is your personal favorite place in all of the carnival?
That's a good
Because,
question.
right? Because you give tours all the time, so you must have a favorite spot, right?
Sure, I like lots of. This is a hard question because I have spent many days here at the Revelia. I think that the midway is really fun for new attendees, but here on Heckna, why don't you just explore and enjoy the
Okay.
parade later? And I do recommend getting yourself a beverage and
Ooh.
meeting other revelers. There's lots of fun to be had. So feel free to take me around with you, and I will provide suggestions as you need them.
Oh, and Percy tugs on Zipper like very gently on one of Zipper's feathers. We should take them with us because it sounds like they don't get out very much, and I think that would be very, very nice.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, and yeah, they seem really chill too, right? Like really like calm and stuff.
and helpful.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were kind of spoopy, but it seems okay for now. But they're still a little spoopy, so
Yeah.
We'll just stay on guard.
yeah.
Is it still on the table? The map?
It's kind of like folded up a little bit just so he could better speak, but he hasn't moved beyond that.
Okay.
Possibly because he can't.
Niall's gonna go over and like
One touch.
lean down and scrutinize him, be like, "What did you say your name was?"
My name's McNally.
So
know
McNally,
if
do
you're
you walk or
acrobats
do
here,
we have to
McNally?
carry you?
Hang on, what I heard both Gail and Tanya say something. Why don't Tanya, what was your question?
Oh, Niall was asking McNally if there was acrobatic performers here.
Oh, yes. There are the weavers in the big top tent. They put on a wonderful show.
Where you did well, I think the elf was just about to ask if you can you walk? Can you move? Do you need
Or do we have to carry you?
Well, you'll probably have to take me with you. But I could just hang out on your hand if you'll allow me, just so I can serve as your guide.
Who wants the skid map? Which one of you
Niall
wants
just,
it?
like stick his hand out, be like, okay, and just kind of wait.
Yeah, so if you put your hand out for McNally, the map rises from the table and kind of hops onto your hand and kind of forms, not like a glove, but basically just kind of drapes over your hand. And McNally's face is like if you have your hand in like a fist, is like on the top of your fist, just so he can communicate with you to the best of his ability.
Okay, I made a new friend.
Always glad to meet new attendees to the Revelia.
So where do you guys want to go first? You acrobats, gambling, food.
Well, I suggest a beverage,
Okay.
and then maybe we can go to the big tent.
That
Okay,
sounds
let's
like
do
a
it.
plan to me.
Yeah.
I bet there's gambling there.
Part.
Hmm.
I'll bet you can't beat me to a thumb war.
Oh.
All
I'll
right.
put 3 silver on it.
So
Was that a formal challenge?
I don't fight each other.
PvP already? We just started. If you would like to do a thumb war, we can do that. So
You wanna
And so
face up to the master thumbs?
Yeah, I don't think there's much competition. My thumb is much longer than yours, and I'm much faster. Are you sure?
I think I can do it. I'm an expert.
One silver on Daisy.
Throws down my silver, stares at them expectantly.
I
Oh, I
put
can't
down
pay
3
attention.
silver. Tell the winner go to spoils.
All right, 3 silver it is. Let's go.
All right. Put
Okay.
my hand out. It is sticky.
okay.
For
So
no
there is
discernible reason.
there is the desk in this tent if you would like to use that as your surface
All right.
or your thumb war, or just hold up your hands however you would
Percy,
like to
you're
do
the
this.
you're the referee on this one.
Oh, okay. And he kind of tugs a little bit on Zipper's feather again, like, do you mind putting me down closer to the hands?
Oh, absolutely.
Takes
Okay,
Percy,
thank you.
gently puts him down.
Okay, thank you. And like from his position near the hands, he puts one rat hand on one hand and one rat hand on the other and like brings them together. And he's like, okay, when I lift my hands, it's time for a thumb war. Okay, are we ready? And I'm gonna be watching.
Yep.
And he counts down and he goes 3, 2, 1, and he lifts his little rat arms up.
So how I think we should do this is why don't you each make how about a dexterity roll? I'm like, what's the roll? What's the right D&D roll for an unexpected thumb war? So we're just going to use dexterity. So each of you roll a dexterity check.
I'm not that good at this. I got a 13.
Okay.
So I am a +5, so I rolled a 4. So I guess that's just a 9. Whoops.
Okay. Well, Daisy, I think you won this one.
Oh wow! See,
It's amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of treat because my fans were pretty sticky, but thank you for
No,
facing off against the master.
Don't say that. You were skilled. You deserved
That's
this
true.
win. And
That's
Tira
I'm a
was
sore
good
loser, and I'm a sore loser, and now I don't really like Daisy so much.
Oh
no.
no.
It's okay. I have that effect on people. Zipper, this is what happens when you're good at everything.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
That makes
That's so
sense.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Niall
go
and
drink.
McNally are like halfway out the door.
Yes.
He's like very focused on this acrobat's tent and he's barely noticed there's anybody else with him. So he's just like walking with this thing on his hand.
Zipper tries to waddle after him because Zipper has a terrible sense of direction for being a Kenku and is afraid of being lost.
Yeah, he just kind of looks down and notices. He's like, "What? Who are you?" Like he barely even noticed there was anybody else in the tent with him. So, where did you come from?
Oh yeah, hey, I've been your ticket buddy this whole time. My name's Zipper. Hey.
Hi. He's really tall, so he's just like trying to look down.
What's your deal, man?
I'm looking for acrobats and performers, and he's like just kind of looking. He's like, "Can you open up?" And he doesn't really know how to use the map that's sitting on his hand, and he's trying to like get it to open so he can actually see the layout, but his hand's just kind of like this. Like, can you see anything on here?
Let me look at it.
I'm gonna see if I could see where we're supposed to go. How do I use this map?
He doesn't know either. He's just sitting on his hand. He's like, "Do you see a big tent?"
Yeah. So what you see is McNally's face. It's just a little face, and it's kind of formed like almost like a 3-dimensional face. So he has like a little nose and a little mouth through which he's talking. Is that a place you'd like to go?
Yeah, I think we wanted to get a beverage before we go to see the acrobats. Is that so good, Niall? I caught your name earlier. Sorry. That was kind of weird that I already knew your name, but I caught it. So.
Okay, small person.
Zipper?
What's
Like
your
the
name?
sound.
Zipper.
And Zipper makes the sound of a zipper.
Okay. Were there other people or was it just you?
No, we're a whole posse. Where there's Percy, small rat, there's Daisy, she's a goblin, super cool, super strong, super smart. And there is Tara, she's an elf ranger, super cool, super smart, super strong. That's where we're at.
Come, new small friends. Onward we venture.
And the figure, the ticket giver, who has been standing there the whole time, just passively watching these shenanigans, says, "Enjoy your time at the Revelia."
Real quick, can
Yeah.
I roll? I don't feel like they're real.
Okay.
And so can I roll an insight to see if I can get any? They seem really mechanical, right? You were saying?
Sure. Yeah, there is something that's very unnatural about how they're moving and how they're speaking. So, sure. Would you like to? Why don't? Yeah, I will let you pick between maybe perception, or if you wanted to do an Arcana check, if you're curious about what they are.
I'll do an Arcana check.
Okay.
That is a 23.
Wow. Off to a great start with all of your rolls so far. You think that that your gut feeling might be right, that perhaps that creature isn't necessarily a real like organic creature, perhaps some sort of puppet or some sort of construct, just in the way that they seem to be operating. She's very much like a doll.
Okay. Zipper kind of keeps that information to herself. And then if Niall is looking at Zipper, you'll see Zipper sort of like mimic the movements of the doll a little bit, like, because that's how Zipper learns. So she kind of looks doll-like and like tilts her head and she walks forward.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So with your tickets and your map in hand, literally you exit the tent and you are back out now in the greater Revelia. So there are lots of crowds in this part of the carnival because you're pretty close to the entryway. And so you mentioned that you had wanted to go to the big top tent or get a beverage. So McNally starts to kind of navigate you to those different areas. So
My hand's just going like this.
yeah, and it is kind of right. It's kind of he's kind of dragging your hand to different areas based off of what he can see. So, and he speaks at a mile a minute because he's very excited to show you all that the Revelia has to offer. So there's the big top tent, as you can see. It has the dome that kind of rises up over the rest of the Revelia. And if you look in the distance, you can see the fun house, which is very fun. And you see this like castle type building looming in the distance, kind of above the looming over the heads of everyone else kind of exploring the Revelia. And it's this large, kind of ominous building. And it's architecturally, it is different from the other structures at the Revelia, much of which are tents or wooden buildings, some of which have, a mix of materials that make up their structures. And so you're just taking this all in as McNally is pointing you in these different directions. And if you would like a beverage, you can get that at the food courts. There might be lots of free treats to try since it's Hecknaween. So be sure to, try anything that you are offered.
Okay. I
What
love
is
free stuff.
Heckna that you're talking about? What's that?
Heckna.
Hecknaween?
Heckna, this is Heckna's Revelia. Have you not heard of Heckna before?
Hmm.
Oh, he invites everyone here personally. So if you received a ticket or an invitation, it comes right from Heckna. He brings the best and the brightest from all over the multiverse to explore his Revelia. The ringleader is also what we call him, and he is the creator of everything that you see. And I just think he's the best magician to have ever lived. And McNally is just like almost starry-eyed talking about Heckna. And you can see his face actually, and he starts to kind of move your arm around, showing you all the places that you see this person named Heckna's face. And you do realize as he's pointing these out that you do see this this picture of the same figure throughout. You see posters depicting this clown-like person who wears like a version of a jester's cap that has these these long pieces of material that kind of protrude out over his head. His face is very mask-like, and in the different depictions of his face, the mask varies a little bit. And you can also see in the distance when you look at the funhouse that Heckna's face is actually painted to be the entrance of the funhouse. So it's like his face with his mouth open wide. And so his mouth forms the entry to that particular building. So you're realizing as McNally is telling you about this person named Heckna, that Heckna is pretty much everywhere you look in this Revelia.
So the very oblivious Niall is gonna he just notices this now, and so he's gonna go closer to like one of the posters and kind of like scrutinize me, like, he doesn't look like an acrobat. He's just like muttering to himself, just scrutinizing one of the posters.
Yeah, well, if it's acrobats you're looking for, there are the weavers, like I mentioned to you before, and they're in the big top tent. Although because tonight is a parade, I imagine that they will be part of the parade tonight. So you might see them doing their many acts out in the Revelia as you explore. So be sure to keep an eye out. They tend to wear, the black leotards, sometimes with red details, and they tend to be very beautiful. They are part of a coven. And Arachne, he is the acrobat of all acrobats.
Hey, what's his name?
Arachne?
His name is Arachne, and he wears black and red, and he's a weaver. Is he? That just sounds like a spider, McNally. What are you doing?
No.
Are these spider people here? Because that just sounds like a big old spider.
No, they are acrobats. They do amazing tricks with silk and
Silk.
yeah,
I'm
McNally, he
into
just
this. He's like, I must meet this man.
That's gotta be a spider.
McNally's like, I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that they put on the Wondrous show and people come from all over to see the many performances here at the Revelia. And then he starts chattering about, something else, pointing out another, mundane building. And he's just happy to have the opportunity to tell everything that he knows about the Revelia.
Okay, so are we going to head to the food court and get a drink and a snack and then to the big tent? Is that our plan?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Okay.
think I'm going where my arm is pulling me.
Sure.
Percy would like to kind of observe the other people that are around us, or the individuals, because Percy is from Sigil, but he's also, not spent a lot of time outside of there, and he is a literal rat with his brain exposed. He's a cranium rat. So do people seem to kind of be giving our group any second glances, or do they also look kind of like a massive mixture of different types of people, or how's that?
Everyone here is about as eclectic as you are.
Okay.
So even though you might not see other rats with exposed brains, that's not the weirdest thing at the Revelia. So you're not really drawing too much attention just by nature of who you are. And additionally, everyone is in some sort of costume. So you see people wearing, wigs and just brightly colored, outfits and lots of strange accessories and just, hats and masks and glasses. And so everyone is, different shapes and sizes. So you're not, the only creature to really stand out.
Well, Percy sees that everyone's in kind of costume, and he pulls his cape up over his head so it makes like a little cowl, and he's like, okay. And he like ties it so he looks like a little like spooky superhero or something with a little hood on. He's like, gotta get in costume.
All right. So you start to head out into the Revelia, and knowing your agenda, McNally is kind of like taking your hand in direction, kind of like a compass. So if you let him lead, he'll just kind of steer you in different directions. And
my hand.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So you do make your way through, there's lots of crowds, people crowded around different tents. And you start to head to the food court, and McNally's kind of narrating this as he goes along. So we're going to go to the food courts, and there's a few different establishments there. You can get drinks, you can get all sorts of different meat treats. I don't know about you, but meat treats are always my favorite kind of treats. And he just kind of babbles about some of the different things that you can get at the food court. But if it's a beverage you're after, there's certainly beverages to be had. And so he eventually navigates you to what looks like a food court, as he said. It is very much like a court-like area. There's a few different tents, but rather than having to enter into the tents, a lot of tables have been set up that are just covered in different types of treats and drinks for this particular festival. And people are standing around the tables, trying out different things. It's a little chaotic and quite messy. Some revelers appear to be a little bit more inebriated, even though it's not quite nighttime yet, but it's just a big old party. So what kind of beverage are you looking for?
Zipper is looking for the most brightly colored beverage, the brightest beverage.
Okay.
I don't know if that would be.
Sure. So there is a table underneath a sign that reads Felix's Emporium, Felix's Elixir Emporium. And so on that table are all sorts of strangely shaped cups filled with different color liquids. They all have fun straws. Some have like little tufts of cotton candy on the top. And there are all sorts. And there's signs everywhere that say just take whatever you would like.
I don't have to pay you money? Do you want this money?
Who are you asking that?
Is there a person working there, or there's no one there?
So there's a lot of people around the table who are all just like grabbing drinks, knocking them back. You see someone pick up like a shot glass that's filled with this like bright orange liquid, and they're like bottoms up, and they knock it back. And then a second later, they shoot a fireball into the sky where it explodes into embers. So it's kind of just a free for all. So if you would like a beverage, seemingly they are just up for grabs.
Yes, I will like to. I take a cotton candy one and an orange one.
Sure.
And I drink them
Okay.
both.
Sure.
I'm like really scared. This is a terrible idea, probably.
I kind of want to look around and see if anyone is looking like they've been poisoned from these drinks before she takes her sip. Possibly.
Sure. So if you want to
Very
quickly,
good. Thank you.
if you'd like to kind of survey the nearby crowd just to see if anyone appears poisoned, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Okay, so I got 15.
Okay. It's a little hard to tell if people who are stumbling around, a couple who are puking, if that's from the drinks themselves or it's just because they're partying a little too hard. So you're not quite sure if one leads to the other. For the most part, most people around here are on their feet. They seem to be having fun. So if there are any adverse effects, it's not immediately clear.
Okay.
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 With the 2 drinks I have in my hand, I remember that that Daisy probably wants drinks. So I'm going to run over to Daisy. I have a cotton candy one and an orange one. And I go,
Which one do you want? One of them is for you.
Oh my God. I'll take the cotton candy if that's okay.
Okay.
give
Okay.
Daisy the, yeah.
Click, click.
Click, click. Drink.
Yeah. So what you feel very warm. It feels good. The drinks are they're very, very sweet. And they're very tasty, but just very, very sugary. Like just like
Perfect.
it's just pure sugar. It's like what's Tang, the like powdered drink that you would like mix into water or whatever. And it kind of, there's almost like a little bit of like a gritty, like texture to it, but there's still something that's like really, really fun and pleasant about it. And so, let's see, which one drank the orange and which one drank the pink one?
I drank the big one.
I drink the
Drink the
orange
pink
one.
Okay. So Zipper, you feel, like I said, you feel a little bit warm. It feels good. Kind of like you've like taken a shot or something like that when it kind of starts to warm you up from the inside. So it's a pleasant feeling. Do you feel like Zipper knows a lot about fire magic?
She knows about magic, but I don't think that she knows very much about fire magic per se.
Zipper starts to think that for some reason, she just watched someone release a fireball into the air. She thinks that that's something that she could do too now, just for fun. But she's like, yeah, I know how, I feel like I get how that was done. So since you've consumed this drink, you are able to cast fireball at the time of your choosing. And this is kind of, you just feel like as you have consumed this beverage, you just feel like this innate knowledge that this is now something that you're capable of doing. And it gives you a little boost of confidence. You just feel good. You feel good and you feel powerful from drinking this really delectable drink.
Yeah, Zipper feels like a phoenix right now. She's just like, good.
All right.
Great.
Yes. And Daisy, you feel your nose starts to feel really red and like really itchy. And Zipper, you see that Daisy's nose is looks like bright red.
Oh no, don't panic, okay? I'm gonna tell you something and you just promise me you won't panic.
What's going on?
Your
Oh, no.
nose is starting to get red.
Is it cute?
It's super cute, for
Oh,
sure.
that is fine.
It's adorable. Okay.
As long as it's cute.
It
You know,
is.
these drinks are amazing. Notice how they leave a film on your teeth? That's a protective film to protect it from decays. We should drink more because it coats your teeth. It protects your teeth
That's
with
so
it-
smart.
with that sticky film. That's a good film right there.
Yep, these
Yep.
prevent cavities.
Oh my.
I mean, one of many strategies to prevent tooth decay is just consuming lots of sugar.
More sugar. Yep. Seal
It's
it
like
up.
a laminate.
Percy is very distressed by this because also his first thought when this was happening was, is there alcohol in these drinks? These are like children. His second thought was
We
like,
are.
oh no, that's not how you prevent cavities. But he's kind of a little distracted because he wants to find where the meat treats are because he really wants to get a meat treat for our map friend who said that they liked meat treats. So is there a location where meat treats may be purchased?
Sure. So there's a table that has a lot of the beverages on it. There's another table that has all sorts of like edible treats, just cakes and tarts and things on sticks. And then there's another table that has what looks like more savory items, and that's underneath a sign that says Bab's Meadery.
Oh, he kind of runs on his little rat feet over to there and climbs up the side of the table to get up top and looks around to see if someone can help him.
Sure. So there are people standing nearby. Would you like to ask someone to assist you onto the table? Would you like to climb
He's
there
up on the
yourself?
table.
Okay.
Does he need to purchase anything, or is this another like free for all?
If there are prices to anything, there are not signs that say any of
Okay.
the pricing. And in fact, there are some signs that say free. Whether or not those were written by the establishment owners remains to be seen. There just are signs that say free that happen to be near the tables where there are things available for sale.
Okay.
But you don't see any pricing.
Okay. So he wants to pick up a meat treat. I don't know how big they are.
Well, there's
which I
quite
guess
a
is a concern.
selection of meat treats. So, so there are little cardboard boxes that are called chicken fingers, and the word chicken is in quotation marks on the label.
Love that. Love that for you, Ashley.
Thank you very much. There is a bowl, and there's a label that says almost but not quite meat. And it says a meat-like alternative for vegetarians. Note, contains meat. And it's just like random slabs of meat. There is a tray of corn dogs. And there's something called a deep fried crunch-a-munch.
Oh, okay. In surveying these, Percy, using his sewer rat brain, is like, I think I could drag the corn dog. So he wants to grab the stick of the corn dog in his little rat teeth and then run back over to Niall and like tug on Niall's pant leg to get his attention.
Oh, it's Niall's also trying to like climb up the nearest stall. To, like
Climb.
sit on top of these. So McNally can't talk because he's like, Niall's like climbing the side of the stall. He's like, I gotta see if the parade's coming. So you're trying to get him, he's climbing up a stall.
Percy climbs after you and he's like, wait. Well, he's
Wait,
like,
what's on my leg? Oh my God, what is that?
well, he's trying to yell, but he has a corn dog in his mouth. So it's like, like squeaks.
Oh yeah, you.
And he kind of gets to a point where he can like sit maybe on your foot. And he takes the corn dog out of his mouth and he's like, I brought this for McNally, our friend, our new friend.
I should get to the top of this stall. So
Oh, okay. Well, can I come with you and then give this to McNally, please?
he puts down his other hand, the one that doesn't have McNally, so he can like.
Okay.
I
And
imagine
Percy
it's like one of
comes.
those short stalls that just has like a wooden top to it.
Yeah.
Yes, he just wants to sit on top of it so he can see if any parade's coming. So I think he's just sitting there now with Percy in one hand and then McNally in the other.
It's just like all of so Percy like holds the corn dog out and he's like, I heard you like meat treats.
Oh, I see you got the corn dog. Usually the deep fried crunch munches are my personal favorite, but the corn dogs are very good as well.
Oh,
And-
okay, good.
Yeah. would you like to feed McNally the
Yeah. I guess it's huge for him. So he's just like holding it, like, he's like, okay, here you go. And he just pushes it into McNally's mouth.
Yeah, so McNally can't really eat, but he kind of like
I was
like,
wondering.
gnaws on the corn dog. This, of all the situation I imagine McNally in, consuming a corn dog, not among them. So good to know.
Sitting on top of the nearest stall, trying to eat it.
Yeah,
He's having a good evening. He's seeing
Yeah.
the sights, having a corn dog. I don't know. Percy was instantly like, this map can digest food. So he's just enjoying mashing this corn dog into your hand, I guess.
You're like this.
Yeah, just like mashing it in there.
Just like looking over you guys, trying to see if I can see the start of the parade while you're doing that.
Sure. So you don't quite see a parade itself starting. You do see you see some areas have been roped off, presumably to account for a parade. So there are some gaps where revelers aren't in the middle of the throwaways. So it hasn't started yet, but it looks like people are moving, arranging the ribbons and things around so that they can prepare for the parade. And so we'll go to Tira. What are you doing at this time?
I'm looking to see if I can see anything that looks like it might be similar to a hard cider and maybe an elf type snack that I might recognize.
Sure. So there are, there's on the beverage table, there are some drinks that look like beer. They're in bottles, probably cider. It's kind of hard to tell. Nothing's really labeled in ways that look very accurate. So there are beer and cider looking beverages if you would like to try one of those.
Okay. Yes, I would like to try one.
Okay. So you take a sip and it seems to be some sort of ale and it's good.
All right. Awesome.
Yep. There's everything at the food court is a two-sided coin. Sometimes they're just corn dogs. Sometimes they're cruncher munches, whatever that means. So Zipper and Daisy, as you've just recently enjoyed your beverages, you hear two people near you arguing, and they are speaking kind of loudly, but mostly focused on each other. And what you see are of Zipper, you notice another kind of doll-like creature, kind of like the one that you had seen earlier in the Revelia. They're dressed differently. This one has short, dark hair that's cropped into a little bob, and she wears a little red cap on her head. And she's speaking to another one that looks like a little boy, and he wears like little red suspenders and just like a red outfit. And the girl is kind of snipping at the boy. She's like, Piccolo, I can't believe that you lost it. He trusted us with that, and now we lost it, and now the parade can't start, and I don't know what we're going to do, and I don't know where we're going to find it. And the boy is like, I'm sorry, you know how I forget things. I put it down, and then it was gone. I don't know where it went.
Well, you're in luck because me and my friend here, Zipper, we own Zippy Retrieval Services.
Yep.
with
Retrieval
Daisy
services.
Esquire, and we will get that back for you for the low price of 10 tickets.
Yes, you lost it, we got it. That's our motto.
Boom.
And they both turn toward you. You can help us? Oh, are you new to the Revelia?
Well, we've been here forever.
We live here.
I was born here in that tent over there. We're professionals, is what I'm trying to say.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh, really? I mean, we were also born here, and I don't remember seeing you.
Maybe
We're
you have
before.
bad memory.
Oh, and we were born in like the way back. Do you go the way back? That's
Well, I
so
mean,
far from the main grounds.
Yep. In the
So-
hedge maze, the corn maze.
The corn maze.
Well, I mean, we do forget things a lot. That's kind of just something that
My
happens
dad
to
was
us.
a jack-o'-lantern and my mom was a goblin.
Oh,
I'm legit.
Yep. My egg was also a jack-o'-lantern. So
they blink at you, not really knowing what to say to your parentage. But you notice that what's different about these two than the first one that you met, the ticket giver, is that these are talking a little bit more animatedly. They still blink in this strange way, but they are a little bit more personable than the first doll-like person that you had encountered. But they kind of lean in. They're like, well, then if you've been around here, then you might be good, to help us. We lost something, of the ringleaders, and he's going to be really mad, and he might not even show up for the parade, and we've invited all these
Oh.
people to the parade.
no.
And,
Gotta have
you
the
know,
parade.
yeah,
There'll be
we love the
pandemonium.
parade. Right, but we
Violence in
don't-
the streets. We gotta start it. Gotta start on time. We gotta get this thing back. Describe
What-
it to me.
Yeah, what does it look like?
Okay, so it's a mask, and as you know, the
Mask.
ringleader already wears lots of masks. But this mask is like his special Heckna mask. It's orange, and it was supposed to go with his outfit, and it apparently had some cool magic. I don't really know how it works, but we just know that it was missing. The toy maker had brought it to the hostel, but then we were doing things and cleaning, and then we misplaced it, and now we can't find it. And so maybe you could help us find it.
Yeah, let's like retrace your steps, right? Like, where's the last place you remember having the map or the mask? Yes, the mask.
Yeah, what she said. That's pretty smart.
And they both they look at each other and are blinking. And as they both have said, they have a hard time remembering things. So they both kind of have these blank expressions. But then the girl, she like snaps her fingers and she's like, Locke, you can talk to Locke at the Lost and Found. Have you been to you've been here before, right? So you know where the Lost and Found is.
Yeah.
But things always end up there, and so Locke might know, and Locke probably won't tell the ringleader that we lost it. So maybe if you go talk to Locke, you can find out if he has it, and then we don't have to tell anyone else that we lost it. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, your secret's safe with us for the low price of 10 tickets.
Okay, that's fine. And she starts to pull out. She has she hands you another booklet of 5 tickets, like the one that you had gotten before. So now you do have a total of 10. And then she pulls out another booklet that actually has black tickets. And she's like, oh, this should be more than enough. And then she just kind of presses those into your hands.
They're all here, Zipper. Perfect.
Okay, well, we are off. We will alert you of our findings. What are your names?
Oh, I'm Ramona, and this is
Ramona.
Piccolo, and Piccolo kind of was like, hello, and Ramona's been doing most of the talking with you at this point. So you can just come to the hostel if you think that you found it, and yeah, I
Okay.
mean maybe like keep it on the down low. We really don't want him to find out. that
Yeah.
We lost his mask.
We're really
you
good
know?
at keeping secrets.
Yeah, that could just be bad for everyone. So okay, well go talk
You
to
know,
Locke.
discretion is my middle name, actually.
Literally, what's an interesting middle name? We don't have middle names, so I'm always.
You should have one, but it
We
should
sh-
not be keeping track of things or remembering. because
I know.
that's,
I write
know.
things down, but then I forget where I wrote it
I'm not
down,
trying
and-
to judge, but I'm like a little bit, I'm judging a little bit. But we're gonna get our friends on it, and it's gonna be great.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, we are going to continue looking, and we will see you later at the hostel. And
Yes.
obviously, since you've been here for many years, you know where everything is.
Born
so I
here,
don't
will
need to
die
tell you
here.
any of that.
Yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. And then so they depart into the crowd.
Zipper, I have no idea where the last.
I was just trying to follow your lead.
Yeah, that
Daisy.
We got a
We
lot
have to
good
ask
stuff.
McNally.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the good one. We should ask McNally.
Do you think McNally could keep a secret though? Because we're supposed to keep it on the down low, right? But what if like McNally and Heckna seem pretty tight? So like, what if the map tells on Ramona Piccolo?
No, we burn him.
Okay.
We put his toes on the fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's yes.
Let's.
There's nothing like a good threatening to get people to zip it. And you just tell them snitches get stitches, and he's a map, so those stitches are really gonna hurt.
Zipper is like invigorated. Like she kind of feels powerful talking with Daisy.
I got scissors.
You do have the fireball.
Yeah,
This is true. Zipper is
The
quite powerful
fireball.
right now.
just we just threaten them.
Okay.
All right,
yeah.
Zipper, you can do this. Snap Zipper on the back a couple times. Go threaten that map. Tell him if he tells anybody,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. I'm the alpha. Me.
but
I'll
wait,
sit on you
okay.
like an egg.
Okay, kids, maybe ask McNally how he feels about keeping a secret before you put fire to his being.
That's probably
That's like rational and
that's yeah.
Okay,
logical.
let's try that first and see.
Yeah. Okay. It's very good.
Okay. So would you two
We're
like
still
to?
up on top of the stall.
Yes.
With a corn dog being shoved into his face by a rat.
Oh yeah, he's still mashing that in there because
Yeah,
it's gonna take
yeah.
a while. It's got
Niles
nowhere to go, really.
attention still. He's just like great focus. He's like, where is it? And you guys are doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I would like to climb, right? Because you're on top on a thing.
I'm sitting on top of a stall, like a whatever stall is near.
Oh, if Zipper climbs up, Percy's like, "Hi, Zipper. I decided to get McNally a treat, and he's really enjoying it. It's really great." And he's just like shoving it, like corn dog crumbs are falling everywhere.
Is McNally like hop like
Yeah.
enjoy? Oh, good.
He's trying his best and seeming to enjoy it, but no food. It's just corn dog debris is just like
So I just have
flying
corn
around.
dog all over my
Yeah,
armor.
it's all over Niall, and
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
patiently sitting there with a rat and a
He's not paying attention
yeah.
anyways. Like, yeah,
Great.
do what you have to do.
Zipper trying to follow both Tira's advice and Daisy's advice at the same time grabs Niles' wrist, hoists it up to her beak, and whispers as menacingly as Zipper can menace.
Can you keep a secret from Heckna?
Sure. People trust me to be secret keepers all the time. What do you need?
Didi, I didn't expect him to be so reasonable. I was expecting to be an alpha. Should I still
Yeah.
try to be an alpha right now? Or
Well,
did you-
maybe we should. I'll put the scissors away. Just give me the scissors. Give me the scissors. We probably
Okay.
should. Well, don't wield those right now. We'll
Okay,
just
yeah.
keep them for later. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just ask him the normal way.
Yeah, McNally. We lost a mask, or Ramona Piccolo lost a mask, and we're trying to find it. We have to go to the Lost and Found.
Oh, to see Locke. Oh,
Yes.
you should go meet Locke. He's great. And he always has something fun to find at the Lost and Found. So if you need a mask, for Heckna, he probably has a mask.
Is that far from here?
No, it's not too far. Shall I lead you? And he stops munching on this corn dog and starts to kind of like tug, Niles to try to get off the stall.
Yeah, and once again, he finally notices there's other people there, and he's like, wait, what's going on? No, I can't miss the parade. I have
The
to
parade can't start yet, Niles,
What do you mean it can't start?
because it needs a mask. It needs a mask that might be at the Lost and Found, so that's where we have to go.
I have to meet the acrobats that are going to be in the parade.
That's why we
There's
have
no mass. There's no parade. There's no parade. Then everything's ruined.
a
Then
ruined
who-
Chaos
Lost
in the
and found.
streets.
You
Dogs
just
and
stick out the hand
cats
with like the
living
map on it and
together.
just go.
It could be all bad.
All right. So is everyone going to head to the Lost and Found in pursuit of this item?
Yes. Before I head to the Lost and Found, because things are free, I would like to scoop up a bunch of free things.
Okay.
They could be of your choice. They're just the closest things to me. I'm gonna grab 3 items.
Okay. Sure. So you grab let's see, a little bag labeled something pop. It's called Pop Pops. And it's from we'll say that's from the meat table. So you grab some meat item called a Pop Pop. You grab a bottled substance, kind of like what Tira seems to be drinking from like a brown bottle. And you grab a candied apple.
Cool. Perfect. Shoves it in my bag.
Yep. You got some snacks for the road.
Mhm.
Okay, so McNally leads you through the crowd, and like he said, the Lost and Found tent is actually pretty close to the food court, and he brings you to another red tent similar to the ticket tent that you had visited earlier. and he leads you right in through the flaps that form the entryway. So doesn't wait for you to stop before you head into the tent. So Niles, what you see specifically as the first person to enter, you come into this tent that is quite cluttered. It's cluttered in a somewhat pleasant way, a comforting way, but there's just lots of items in this tent. There's clothing items, there's some random rusted weapons, there's general carnival regalia, and just all sorts of items kind of weirdly organized in this tent. And behind a wooden counter, you see a bird-like creature who at present is trying to get an arm to let go of him. And this arm does not seem to be attached to a body. And the bird creature says, get off me! Get off me!
My bird brethren instincts kick in, and I want to run, and I want to help this situation.
Percy wants to help too.
Okay.
Percy's like, oh my, oh no, somebody
Being
needs
a
help.
chivalrous knight, Niall's gonna be like, unhand that bird, and
Okay.
unhand that bird, you hand, and then like run in.
All right.
Wow, the puns.
So I am going to have you all roll for initiative as
Can
you
I fight with McNally on my hand, or do I have to like just like flip him off, or no, not flip him off like that? That's not like.
Sure.
No.
I will say that as
Shake him
you, if you are making a show of preparing to fight this thing in some way, McNally will voluntarily leave your hand.
Okay.
He's like, oh, I'll just wait over here. So he just like pops off and he just goes in the corner, just kind of slithers into the corner.
I got
Okay.
an 11.
11. Okay.
I got an 18.
11. All right. Percy, 18. Okay.
17.
I have a 19.
Okay, Tira was 19. Niles, what did you say? 17?
17.
Okay. And Zipper.
6.
Zipper, 6. Okay, let me roll for the arm. We are gonna go then. All right. So, Tira, you are up first. So what would you like to do? You've basically come into this tent looking for something, and you see this creature being attacked by an arm. And
I have a dagger, and
Okay.
so I'm going to pull the dagger, and I am going to tell the arm to get off first to see if it has any sentience and can do that. And if not, I'm immediately going to stab it.
Okay. Yeah, so why don't you roll to see if you're able to stab? If you successfully stab the arm.
16.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and so does it stuck to the blade so I can just pull the arm off of the creature?
Yeah, why don't you give me, since you were able to get the dagger into the arm, why don't you give me a strength check to see if it's enough to kind of hoist it off of there?
Okay.
What is your strength?
It's +1.
Yeah, but what's the whole?
Oh, let's see. 21.
21. Okay. So even though you've gotten a pretty good hold on this limb, but you're not quite able to fully hoist it off of this creature.
Oh,
What you are
no.
able to do though is injure the arm slightly. So why don't you roll me some damage for how much damage your dagger did to it?
Wait, what's the damage? What's your dice damage?
Let's see. For daggers, I'm trying to remember what a dagger average damage would be. You can look on D&D Beyond. Dagger.
Oh, I have a dagger and I have
Yeah.
it as 1d4 plus 2
Okay,
is what mine
perfect.
is if we want to just use that.
Sure. Why don't we just use that for your damage? So
Okay.
roll a 1d4.
Okay, and so that is a 4.
Okay.
So 4 plus 4.
4 plus
Right.
2.
4 plus 2, I mean.
Okay. So 6
So
points of
6.
damage.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
So even though you're not able to fully pull the arm off, you were able to do quite a bit of damage to it where it currently is. And so it's the arm, even though it's already severed from whoever's body it came from, the arm is still alive enough to be attacking this creature. So you are able to slow that down a little bit, but it's still gripping onto this bird.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So and your for now your dagger is still embedded into it.
Okay.
Handy.
So now
And-
someone else has to try to do something with it, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So that will be your
All
turn.
right.
Yes. But you did quite a lot of damage to an already damaged arm, which is good. So that very well could have helped. So Percy, you are up next. So you saw Tira basically stab this arm with her
Yes.
dagger. Yes.
He's very distressed. So it's very clear that this arm is still gripping, right? It's still
Yes.
gripping. Okay, so he kind of pulls up his like sleeves in a manner of speaking. He pushes back the fur and he shakes his little rat hands out, and then he wants to cast sleep on the arm because
Okay.
he just wants it to stop and he doesn't want anybody else to get stabbed, and it's very distressing to him. He doesn't like violence.
Okay.
So I oh boy. So I am going to roll a series of dice and see if it's enough HP, it sounds like. So I got 9.
Okay. So let me look at sleep just to make sure that it will do an effect. So that was the amount of hit points. Ignoring unconscious creature. Okay. So you cast sleep onto this arm,
Yeah.
expecting that it will relax its grip and just
Mhm.
hopefully stop. But it does not seem to be affected by sleep. So
no.
it maintains its grip onto.
I worried about this because he doesn't appear to have a brain, but I didn't want to judge. Oh my. I'm sorry, everyone. Please be nice to the arm. We don't know what this arm's life is like, what he's been through to get here. This is a lot to walk in on.
As you're saying this, the hand starts to basically flip you off. Like moves its finger.
Oh my gosh. Percy like clutches his chest and like turns his head. And that's the end of his turn. He's distressed.
Okay, so yes, Percy tries to, rock the arm to sleep, but unfortunately does not succeed. All right, Niles, you are up next, having witnessed your new compatriots' attempts to fell this arm.
And is it like on the bird? Is it like grabbing him somewhere? Or
Yeah, it's kind of like the
on?
hand is like over his face and beak, and it's kind of like the rest of it is it's like up to the shoulder, and so the upper arm is kind of like slightly wrapped around the bird, and it just has like this really solid grip on it.
Okay.
And a dagger sticking out of it.
Yes, and a dagger sticking out.
Where's the dagger?
Tira, where do you feel like you stuck the dagger? And like based
In
off of
the
like,
back of the hand.
back of the hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like right here.
Okay. Oh. Niles, very, knight chivalrous, gonna be like, that's the end for you, crude appendage, and he's gonna try to grab it by like, I guess near the shoulder joint and where the dagger is, and just
Okay.
kind of, I don't know what to roll, but like pull it off of the bird creature. And
Okay.
Just try to like grab it and get it off of him.
Okay. Why don't you make a strength check?
Where's my strength? Oh, there, obviously. 16.
Okay. So because Tira was able to give it a good stab, and the arm is slightly distracted by being rude to one of your friends who's trying to protect it, you are able to successfully yank the arm off of the bird. And as you do, the hand like seeks out something else to grab. So depending on how you hold it, it may try to grab onto your face.
Well, I tried to pull it this way so that the hand
Okay.
was still facing away. Like
Got it.
I have it half from where like Tara's dagger was, and then
Mhm.
near the shoulder joint. So I'm holding it out.
Okay,
Or
sure.
trying.
So yeah, so it's basically it's kind of just grasping at air now. So it's moving, but it's not currently attacking you.
Is it still frantically flipping anybody off, or just like
Not yet, but I want to put it past it. But you have at this point freed the bird creature from the hand, but now you do have
this
a
writhing
hand that is
limb?
still moving and alive. So we'll say that's your turn, so that the next person can decide how to finally like deal with this hand. And that will be Daisy.
Okay, so it's like trying to grab something. It's trying to like grab at people still.
Yeah, it's kind of like moving, trying to reach out for whoever it can grab onto next.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it something to grab. I'm gonna conjure my mage hand, except it's
Okay.
a sexy lady hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna have it float over and be like, doo, 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 and then be like, come here, big boy.
Does the hand look
even-
male, or does it just look like a hand? Can we tell? Like
It's-
really hairy knuckles?
No, it's like my hand. It's
No, the
just-
one I'm holding.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
I would say yours, yeah, the one that Niles has, the one that's been attacking is pretty, yeah, it's like big hand, yeah, lots of hair. It's a little gangrenish, like it has like a little bit of green around the severed area. Yeah, it's not great. I'll hold a bow, make sure everyone's okay with this disembodied limb. So yeah, so by contrast, Daisy's hand is positively lovely in comparison as it swaggers over to the other one. So let's see, what is your goal with this mage hand? Is it to distract the hand? Is it to try to actually give it something to hold on to?
Yeah, give it like a friend that's not my friends.
Okay.
To distract him and lure
Let's
him
see.
away so he doesn't grab onto somebody else's face.
Got it. Why don't you roll me a charisma check?
Okay. I'm pretty
Let's
good
see
at
how charismatic this mage hand is. This is a sentence I never thought that I would say.
I got a 19.
Okay. So yeah, this hand is unlike any other hand that the disembodied one has ever seen. It is love at first. I'm trying to think of a not gross way to describe any of this. Yeah, love at first sight, I guess. And
Love at first grip.
love at first grip. Yes.
I hope it doesn't have eyes. That would
Oh,
just
gosh.
be the worst.
Yes. Yeah. So it stops flailing around so much, and it does kind of like, if it did have eyes, it would be fixated on this lovely spectral mage hand that appears, and it kind of gives up its fight. So it doesn't fully go lax, but it just kind of like stops flailing around to look for a new person to glom onto. So Niles, you feel it kind of stop so much of its energy for that. So I'll give Zipper an opportunity to do something to round out this scenario, but at this point we're technically out of combat because the hand is no longer attacking. But Zipper, would you like to try to do something?
Yes, I'd like to summon my unseen servant, and I'd like the unseen servant to hold the hand and just kind of get that hand away from people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your unseen? I guess we can't see your unseen servant, but for you, what form does that take?
The unseen servant looks very similar to the little girl who raised Zipper. So she's an 11-year-old girl. She's wearing like overalls. She has her hair in like these buns. Her knees are dirty, like she'd been like sliding in the grass. And she has the same like disposition as Zipper.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Great. Okay, so your unseen servant goes to Niles. Do you let Niles know that you're sending over an unseen servant to relieve him of the arm?
Yeah, I'll just
Oh, Niles, I'm just bringing over my friend Lydia. She's just gonna take that away from you. Just,
Can I
just
see it? Can I see that? Or no?
No, she's invisible.
She's your invisible friend. Okay.
Yeah.
My invisible friend Lydia. Yeah.
And like the arm is like calm now, right? It's not like
Yes.
writhing anymore.
Right.
Okay, so he's just kind of like, wow. He's gonna take Tira's dagger back out really carefully, and then just kind of like put the arm out like this because I can't see anybody. So just
Okay. So your unseen servant, Livia, carries the hand out. And does your mage hand go with it at least temporarily? Daisy?
For now, I don't want to break his heart.
Sure.
Eventually, it's gonna
Really?
come back, but it's okay for now. He's got a new girlfriend.
Great. Great. All
I
right.
got nice hands.
Yeah.
They're not nice, by the way. They're terrible, but I got nice hands.
I mean, a happy ending, right?
This
I
is
mean,
the best.
everything worked out. What a romantic story. I mean, this is what Percy wanted, right?
It's true, but he's like trying his best to not cry. Like he's just like, be
Aw.
brave. Someone was very rude to me today, but that's okay. They didn't mean it. Like it's fine. He's over in the corner, just like, and he'll be okay.
Maybe he didn't know what it meant, Percy. I used to do that. I used to point with my middle finger all the time until somebody had to explain it to me. I'd just be like, you go there. And I'd do it with that. Maybe it was like an accident.
And Percy just like, you're probably right. He doesn't
Yeah.
have eyes, so maybe he just didn't know. Maybe he didn't know. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's probably an accident.
Yeah, probably. And he like wrings his little rat hands, and he's like, okay, he feels better now.
is there any like blood on Tira's dagger that I'm holding, or is it just
Yeah, it's like gross and congealed. It's like
Ugh.
old blood.
I'm just gonna hand that back? Like, this is yours.
Okay, then I'm going to pick up one of the like discarded, lost and found jackets or shirts or whatever, and
Sure.
wipe it off on that and put it back in its hiding place.
Yeah,
I'll
and
let McNally hop back up.
okay.
You be having a thing with hands this campaign?
I
Like,
guess so. That was not
Or bad
intentional. But
Yeah.
I guess that's now a theme of Heckna is weird hand encounters.
I'm gonna ask McNally, like, what was that? Did you see the hand with no body?
Oh, sometimes those escape from the laboratory and they come up, every now and then.
There's a
Oh,
it's,
laboratory.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
In
so
the
we-
funhouse. You're not
We
really
still have
supposed
to
go there.
ask. We still have to ask Locke if he's seen this mask.
Oh yeah, is he okay?
Yeah, so Locke is fine. So Locke is the bird creature that was standing behind the counter who was being attacked by the hand. He's brushing off his feathers and just kind of composing himself. And he turns to you. He's, who are you? I mean, thanks for your help. But who are you?
We're your new friends, Locke. We were sent here to see if something was turned in.
Okay, well, lots of things are turned in here. I mean, look around. All these
Can
things
you-
have been turned in. They show up all the time and they come in and they come out. And what are you looking for specifically?
Can you keep a secret?
For a price? What kind of a secret?
Oh, so smart. What I'm looking for is the Heckna's Halloween map. Heckna weed
Map.
map. Mask.
Mask.
Sorry, M words are hard for me.
A mask? Well, we have all sorts of masks here. You'll have to be a little bit more specific than that.
And then Zipper opens her mouth and it sort of looks like a recorder. And it is exactly, oh my God, Ramona's voice describing the map or mask. Jesus.
No worries. We got you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, and at this, Locke kind of changes his expression. Is that you, Ramona?
She can't hear you. But yeah, I didn't eat her. She's not in there. It's just a memory of her.
What kind of device is that?
My mouth.
What kind of bird are you? We don't see lots of bird folk around here other than yours truly.
I'm a Kenku. What are you?
I'm a kindled corvum. Sometimes people call me a magpie, and he points to his like a navy plumage and navy and white plumage. And he does wear, he has like a vest on. He does have some clothes on, but his feathers are very prominent. And he holds up a little magnifying glass, or what are those little, what are those called? I'm totally forgetting.
Monocle.
Monocle. Thank you. Yes, he holds up a monocle. I'm like, I know there's a word for this very specific item. Yeah, so he holds up a monocle and he's like studying you. Well,
I'm studying him back.
interesting. Yeah, so these two bird creatures are like giving each other, this.
Do you think they're gonna tussle, Percy?
Oh, I sure hope not. I've had enough of that today.
They look
Hopefully
like
this
they're
isn't.
gonna tussle. They look like they're sizing each other up like they're gonna.
No need for tussling.
If it
Oh,
comes
thank
down to it,
No
you
need
just
for
let me know. I'll
tussling.
hold them down, and then Zipper can punch them. If
Oh.
it comes down to that, I'll hold them down.
Well, maybe we use our words next time, but okay.
No fighting in my establishment, if you please. So tell me more about this mask. What's this mask look like? And he starts to pull masks out from behind the counter, and there's black lace masks like this one, and then there's like really colorful green masks, and some masks showing animal faces, and lots of different types of masks. And he kind of puts them all out. Are any of these the masks you're looking for?
It's orange.
Well, don't say any orange masks here. And you said it was Heckna's mask.
It was their special mask. We can't have the parade without it.
Well, didn't she say it was
Best
magical?
of the parade.
My eyes roll back into my head, and I cast Devil Sight, or no, Eldritch Sight, so I can detect magic.
Okay. And just like in the tent.
Yeah.
Okay. What you see is a lot of magical things.
Oh,
So a lot of things just light up in this room. Just due to the nature of it being a lost and found. So.
Oh wow. Okay, never mind.
Percy raises his hand and he's like, "Excuse me, Locke. Has anything been turned in within the past 30 minutes or so? Do you have a recent box you perhaps haven't sorted through yet?"
Well, no, nothing so recently. And he starts looking through just some random objects. Feel like I would have remembered that very specific mask. If it comes up, I'll let you know, but don't think I have one here of that description right now.
Can you think of someone that might want to take Heckna's special Hecknaween mask?
Well, everyone who comes here probably wants a piece of Heckna, and his masks are famous. They often have some sort of magical effects that people want for themselves. So it's not unheard of for the mask to go missing or be stolen. Who knows? It could be anywhere at the Revelia.
Is he lying?
Oh.
Sure. Do you want to give him an insight check?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
That landed right on the tip. An 18 with my modifier 19.
Okay. You don't think that Locke is lying. He
Okay.
seems earnest about everything that he is saying. And you also have been able to tell that there are a lot of magical items within this room. And he seems truthful, and he is looking through all of the masks that he has around him, and nothing seems to be turning up.
I don't know what to do, Tara. We were told, Ramona told us to come here, and then we did, and now we're at a dead end. You're a tracker, right?
Right. Locke, do you have any ideas where we might look other than here, if it's not here?
Well, and he starts to kind of think through it. But as he starts to say this, you hear a huge commotion outside of the tent. You hear just the sound of debris flying. You hear people screaming, and it's just a general commotion. And he's like, "Oh, what's going on out there? That doesn't sound
At the
right."
parade, and Niall's gonna book it towards the door.
Okay. Are any of you else?
I'll follow.
Yeah, Percy follows.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and Locke's like, be careful as you depart the tent. So what you see when you walk out of the tent is people are scattering every which way. And where you just were recently before in the food court, all the tables have been kind of thrown to the side. There's food and drink scattered all over the ground. And there's a huge pit now where the food court was. And out of this pit comes this giant creature with these huge wings. And it looks like essentially like a giant dragonfly type creature, a giant antlion, and it has little pincers, and it's just this huge, massive creature. And revelers are scattering. Everyone's screaming as they're trying to get out of the way. And in this creature's mouth, you see a orange mask that it's like waving around.
This is a strange parade.
Okay, I
Zipper-
see. There's the mask.
And as this creature basically rises through this pit that it has created, it starts to other things start to spill out of this hole. Things that look like little bags of popcorn start to just pour out of this hole.
Very
Popcorn.
These are going to be eggs of this creature, you guys.
Can I eat
Oh.
one?
Fireball, fireball.
Oh.
And
And
we can't damage the mask.
Zipper puffs up like a very, very proud bird. And she like whips around and then like kind of like Kamehameha's fireball at the creature of
Okay.
trying to avoid the mask.
All right. Go ahead and let's actually have everyone roll for initiative, just to account for any sort of action items you want to do like that. And so Zipper, since you were the first to take an action like that, I'll still have you roll initiative, and then when we get into the initiative order, then we'll slot you in, but I'll still let you do your action now. So go ahead and cast your fireball, and while Zipper's doing this, everyone else roll, and then I'll ask you for your numbers in just a second.
Wait 1 second.
If you need me to check out fireball for you, I can pull that up for you.
That'd be great. Thank you. I was going
Mhm.
to try to see if I can add it real quick.
Sure. All right, so a bright flash or a bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point you choose within range, and then blossoms with a low roar into an explosion of flame. So every creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a dexterity saving throw. So I will roll for the creature to do that.
Okay.
For you, and let's see. They rolled a 12. And do you know what your
My spell attack
yes.
is +5.
+5. Okay. And so let's see. We're going to have them roll. Let's see. Roll me. We're doing kind of a modified version of Fireball just because it's the effects of the drink. So we're not going to use exactly how it's written in the spell. So just if you're watching and you know how Fireball works, just go with it, you know? So go ahead and roll me. Do you have 3 D6s available to you?
I do.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me 3 D6.
9 plus 6 is 15. Is that right?
Okay.
Is that okay? Thank you.
Yep.
14.
Okay.
Right?
Four-
Wait, no, 15. Because you said 9 plus 6. Yes, you're good.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nice teamwork. So you send out a fireball, this new ability that you have learned from drinking this delectable drink, and you do manage to hit this massive creature. And although it does hit, it has this like kind of hard exterior, so it kind of like sizzles a little bit and dissipates. And you're not quite sure how effective it was, but it felt really good to just release that fireball. So.
Okay. Great.
Not like
Yeah.
that.
You do think though that now you've done it, you're not sure if you could do it again, but you do feel like I could really go for another one of those sweet orange drinks. So
Cool.
yeah,
Yep.
Zipper has a new favorite beverage. All right, so what we're going to do is let's do initiative real quick. So Percy, what is your initiative?
Percy got 15.
15. Daisy,
7.
7. Tira,
16.
16. Niles,
Also 7.
7. Okay, you guys can. Who would you like to go first in terms of both of you on 7? That'd
I'm
be Daisy and Niles.
distracted by Kayla's birdo, so I'm gonna say I would go second.
Okay.
Sorry, he's the worst.
No, he's cute.
All right, Zipper. What was that? I think you're muted.
11.
11.
Sorry.
Okay. Gotcha. No worries. Okay. And the creatures are going to go then. All right. So even though you've released this fireball onto this creature, it doesn't really seem to have noticed you. And what do seem to have noticed all of you are the little bags of popcorn that have slid out of this hole. And 2 of them start to move, kind of like hopping weirdly toward you. Never seen bags of popcorn really move that way before, but these two strange bags of popcorn start to move toward you. And so, Tira, you are up first. What would you like to do? The scene before you is this massive creature and some popcorn that it has seemingly wanted to share with the crowd, and everyone else is scattering and running away.
Does it look like if I asked the creature to give me the mask that he would understand, or she would understand?
You can try if you would like to try to communicate with it. How would you, if that's something you want to try, how would you like to do that?
I will get out my bow and arrow, have it pointed at the creature, but ask first if she would give us the mask, because we really need it to continue the night's festivities.
Okay. So as you ask this of this creature, it does kind of like turn its large insect head to you and kind of makes like a like clicking noise. But you don't get the sense that it wants to relinquish the mask in its mouth. So it just makes this noise, but like almost looks at you intimidatingly with this mask in its mouth, like taunting.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it with the arrow.
Okay.
If it looks like there's a vulnerable area.
Sure. It's a little hard to tell because a lot of its body is covered in this this almost like a natural armor, like scale. But you can try. So what
Does it have eyeballs? I'm
Yeah,
a
it does
really
have
good shot.
2 large glittering eyeballs.
Okay, so I'm gonna aim for an eyeball.
Okay.
So what do I need to do to?
So you'll need so if you are using a bow and arrow,
Yes.
do you have that on your character sheet?
Yeah.
Okay. So you should see so you'll need to roll a d20 and add whatever your attack modifier is. So it should be a number with a plus sign. Probably something like +2, +3. We can just pick a number if we don't want to get too we don't care too much about it for the sake of fun.
Okay, 11 + 3.
Okay.
14.
Okay, so unfortunately that does not hit. So
No.
you have tried this one strategy to resolve this peacefully, but then you're like, okay, this isn't going to work. So you release an arrow, and it does. The creature moves its head right out of the way as you attempt to shoot it. Okay, let's see, Percy, you are up next.
Percy has observed that words are not working in this situation, a tragedy. And he wants to cast reduce on it to try and make it small so it can't hold the mask, or at least like small air. So maybe it would drop it or something.
Okay.
So that is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. That is a 23.
Oh God. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, never mind.
I rolled really high. I rolled 18 and it has a +5, so.
Jeez.
23.
So he tried to do his little wave his little rat hands and cast reduce, and nothing happened. Maybe a large fart noise or something. I don't know. It's just
Okay.
like, oh no, magic is failing me today.
a good effort.
Good effort.
Unsuccessful. Zipper, what would you like to do?
Because things seem like they're like really going down right now. Zipper rifles around in her bag and she pulls out a dark like onyx sphere and she holds it up in the air and you see a little unicorn like running around it and she casts mage armor.
Okay.
It's a magical anime girl transformation.
I love it.
Yep.
Very
Great.
cute.
Always cool.
And then I'm gonna run away and go to the drinks. So
Okay. You would like to flee and drink more beverages.
yes.
Okay. So
Grab
you're-
handfuls.
Yes. So since you're not actively in combat with any specific creature right now, nothing takes an opportunity of attack on you. So if you would like to flee,
Okay.
you're able to do that.
Awesome. I flee.
You flee. Okay. So it is one of the popcorn bag's turn. So it is going to move toward Niles and it's going to, let's see, it's going to use its nibbling action. So
How the tables have turned.
so Niles, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Saving throws are here. Not great. 10.
Okay, so let's see. You take, let's see, you take 6 points of acid damage. So what happens is this creature, this popcorn bag kind of like launches itself on you and you feel it, whatever, it even though it looks like popcorn, it has this weird kind of slimy texture to it that wasn't really as visible at a distance. And it starts to kind of eat through your clothes a little bit. So it leaves your clothes a little bit scorched by this acid effect.
Just my cloth or my armor?
So what kind of armor do you wear?
Go back and look. I have chainmail on.
Probably not affecting your chainmail too much. So if you do have anything on your person that would be affected by this acid damage, that is what takes damage on your body, but not so much the metal. It's acidic, but not quite that acidic.
Oh, I just figured out how to add damage. Okay, good.
Okay. So that will be, that one's just going to act, or we're just going to have that do that on its turn. And then Niles, it is actually your turn now. So how would you like to respond to this?
First, I'm gonna, I assume McNally's still somewhere near me since I had him on my hand. I'm gonna look at him and be like, what, in all the planes is that thing?
Well, that's one of Heckna's pets. I maybe wouldn't, fight that thing head on, but those little popcorn bags you can surely take out. But I wanted to eat them because they can, leave a lasting impact, if you know what I mean. And he kind of gestures to where you've been a little bit damaged already by it.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking, I'm like, why would I eat that? But okay, so I guess I'll leave the big guy alone and just I'm not going to use I'm going to use my shield and just kind of whack at what did you call them? The popcorn bags.
Yes.
Just, whack with my shield. So I don't.
All right, go ahead and give it a try.
Not sure how to roll my shield.
I would just do maybe just roll an attack if you want to just keep it super simple. Maybe just roll a d20 and maybe add your strength modifier to it.
Yeah, okay. That is 16 plus my strength. 16, 17, 18.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to, with your shield, bash this popcorn bag away from you. And when you hit it, it feels like a popcorn bag. It's not very dense, and you are able to kind of push it away from you to hopefully prevent it from launching directly back at you. And anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
I think I was gonna back up towards the tent more,
Okay.
where Locke just was.
Okay.
I don't know if I can actually get inside of it because I was gonna go ask him more about the creature.
Sure. I would say that with your movement, you can get to the start of the tent. So maybe for your next movement, you
Okay.
can go into the tent, but we'll do that on the next round.
Okay.
Let's see, Daisy.
Mm.
Believe you're the last in our initiative order.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself. So you see me pluck out one of my eyelashes. I'm like, oh, peaches. Then I cast my spell.
Okay.
And I disappear and I just book it. And I'm gonna
Okay.
try to nimbly remove the mask from the dragonfly while it can't see me. But I don't know. I'm gonna run as fast as I can, but I'm small.
Okay. All right. And since nothing is currently fighting you directly, nothing takes the opportunity of attack. So you are able to get out of the immediate vicinity invisible. All right. So that brings us back up to the start of initiative. And you see this creature as it's realizing that it's being attacked, it starts to spread its wings. The ticky noise that it's making intensifies, and it starts to kind of prepare for an attack. But before it's able to do that, a figure appears climbing onto its back. And those of you who are in the vicinity see a person who looks like a lot of the posters that you've seen around the Revelia. It looks like perhaps Heckna himself. He is a tall figure, and he's wearing this suit that has these swirling galaxy patterns on it, and his unique gestures hat that, like, the tendrils of fabric are kind of just floating around his head. And even though he's not nearly the size of this giant creature, there's something very he just makes an impression as he appears on the back of this creature. And he reaches over into the mouth of the monster. He's like, "I'll take that, please." He's like, "Myrmidon, you naughty creature. If you wanted to, go out and play so much, you should have just told me. Tut, tut, tut." And he taps on the creature's head, and it starts to kind of lower itself back into the hole. And Heckna climbs out of the hole onto the ground and looks at the remaining revelers, many who have scattered, but some are kind of peeking behind the buildings to see what's happening. And he's like, "I'm so sorry about that. I hope that was a fun surprise for our Hecknaween celebrations." But he puts the mask onto his face, and it transforms everything that he's wearing into a bright orange. So what were these dark galaxy patterns are now bright orange, and everything about him is just this orange festive display. And he's like, "Well, now that I have my mask, thank you to these fine people who helped get it back for me." And he gestures to you, those of you who he can see. "I think it's time to start the parade." And that is actually where our session ends for tonight.
But
Yay!
he's a fabulous.
Christopher just has trays of drinks and is in one claw.
What I missed.
So you were able to help Heckna retrieve his mask, and the festivities continue, and Hecknaween is a success thanks to your efforts.
Yes.
Yay.
Awesome. That was great, Ashley.
Yeah, so that concludes our Heckna game. So since we have a few minutes, I thought that we would do some just quick outros where we can let people know just who you were, where people can find you, and if you have any cool projects coming up. So Gail, why don't you round out our story today by just telling us what you have going on?
Hey, yeah. Right now I am doing some consulting for the Red Sonja film that will be upcoming. And I am working with you guys on doing the Humblewood comic, which I'm super excited for more and more of that to come out as well. And oh my goodness. Yeah, most of the stuff I have going on, I cannot talk about right now.
That's fair.
I did just participate in a lovely comic that you can go to my Twitter, and it's pinned there, and you can follow the link to get to it. And we're real proud of that one.
Awesome. And your Twitter handle is on the screen. So if you want to follow Gail on Twitter, be sure to check out her Twitter account. All right. Jasmine.
Oh, hi, hello. I'm Jasmine, that bronze girl on the internet. You can find me doing lots of tabletop RPG and video game related things online at that bronze girl. There's a lot. I'm not going to get into all of it.
Also fair. So be sure to check out Jasmine's Twitter and keep up with everything you're doing. You do so many awesome streams that
Aw,
I'm
thank
excited
you.
to continue to follow all the great things that you do. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Surena.
Hello. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I had a blast. You can follow me on Twitter at Surena X Marie, or if you like adorable illustrations, you can follow my Instagram at Surena is a bee. I just started drawing 2 years ago, so it's great. I've done a ton of commissions so far, and yeah, cute stuff. That's me.
Yes.
Very cool.
So delightful. Love seeing your work, everything that you do. Very, very enjoyable. Tanya.
Again, Tanya, associated with all things Hit Point Press. So always contactable through our website, through paces there, working on obviously working on Heckna around the clock right now. So it was amazing to see some of our creations in action. That was great. It was terrifying to have
Yeah.
Myrmidon
I
pop
know,
out of the
right?
hole because I know what his stats are. It's like, oh God. But yep, I've tons more projects coming down the pipeline. So hopefully everybody enjoyed Heckna, and there will be much more where that came from.
Oh, yes. And
Yes.
yeah, I am personally very grateful to Tanya for all of the work she does in making my words make sense in the Heckna drafts and going through all of that with me. So it wouldn't be what it was without your help for sure, and all of the wonderful things you do at Hit Point Press. So thanks for participating. And Kayla.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and you can find me at KAYNCLI, or my website is kaylacline.com. I am an illustrator and graphic novelist and MUFON field investigator in training. And I do Spooky Saturday every Saturday with my friend Holly. And other than that, I'm working on a couple big projects. I've kind of tried to focus on some big art projects. So I'm excited for people to see those when they eventually come to the light of day. So hopefully towards the end of the year. But yeah, that's it. Watch Spooky Saturday. It's fun.
Yeah, and you can find all of Kayla's information. I think Jordan is putting our little social media links and bios into the chat, so be sure to check there. And I have been Ashley Warren, and this was so fun. This is my first time ever dungeon mastering on screen, so it was definitely a fun experience. So I look forward to doing it again. So if you're interested in Heckna as a setting, we're actually still working to reach some of our stretch goals from our recent Kickstarter campaign, which was a lot of fun. It was really great to see people be so excited about it. So you can help, you can actually still back the campaign. Jordan is putting some links into the chat. You can help us reach the $700,000 dollar stretch goal for the soundtrack, the like official Heckna soundtrack. And then at 750,000, there's a really cool Heckna comic written by someone who I hear is really cool named Gail Simone. And so that's something to also help us get to those goals for. So lots of fun, really exciting Heckna things in the pipeline. And also just for me personally, you can find me on Twitter at Ashley NH Warren. I also am the director of the RPG Writer Workshop, which starts tomorrow, technically starts tonight. But if you would like to learn how to write adventure content, fun carnival settings like Heckna, then you can join the RPG Writer Workshop and we'll help you get started with all of that. So you can check that out on my Twitter, and that's where all of the information will be. So thank you to all of my players for celebrating Halloween with me, and thanks to everyone who watched. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you in the Revelia again in the future. So bye, everyone.
Yes.
Bye.